Hello, everybody. So welcome back to another installment of Student Saturday. So Mitchell, introduce our guest today.
All right, so today we have Anthony Johnson, the Mellophone section leader at Cadets Drum Bugle Corps. So tell us a little bit about like your musical journey, or like a story that you have from like Cadets or just in general.
Hey guys. So I started with Cadets in 2017. Prior to that, I marched all 4 years of high school, and then I decided to my senior year go up and try to audition at Cadets. It was my dream corps, so I thought, why not? I'll probably make C2. So then went up there, auditioned, said to come back, work on a few things, and then second camp in 2017, I got a contract to march. And then I marched in 2018, the following summer. I took a year off in 2019. Now I'm back for 2021.
Okay, so I just want to say one thing. So do you know Morgan Vorbeck?
Of course.
Morgan Vorbeck. She's my favorite color guard member that's come from
Yes.
She's so fun. So Anthony, I have a question for you. So have you always, like, I know you just said it was your dream corps, but have you always wanted to march Cadets? Like, when did you get into the drum corps like world and like, oh, I want to do that?
So it was probably my sophomore year, actually. So my freshman year, we didn't watch too much of drum corps. It was actually until the seniors of that year, my next year doing marching band, they started showing the Angels and Demons show.
Good show.
And I thought that was insane. It was like one of my favorite shows at the time. And then the year after that, we started watching a lot of Blue Devils. I was like, oh, that seems really cool. I would love to try out for Blue Devils, but like they were always winning and they're all the way in the West Coast. So there's no way I could audition for them. And my sophomore year, there was actually a trumpet player. He was a senior at the time and he wanted to audition at Cadets. He worked super hard, wanted to audition, and then kind of flaked out like right at the last minute. And it was kind of disheartening to see that. So I thought, well, okay, I'm going to try to live up to that. And I want to audition at Cadets and see if I can make it. And my senior year, it was really cool because we had Christy Templin and a bunch of the other Templins come down and work with my band. And they picked out like 3 people from the band. It was a very small group. It was like 30, 40 kids. And they said, you guys should audition for C2. Like, we would really like to have you at C2. And I was one of them. So that was kind of like my introduction into drum corps and wanting to march there. And I've never really wanted to march anywhere else.
Nice. So is 2021 your age out year? Or do you?
It will be.
Oh, man. That's upsetting.
Yeah, I know.
So I have one thing, and then I'll hand it off to everyone to take the floor. So, you know, one of the most famous cadet shows, Cadets 2000. How do you feel about Cadets 2000?
2000. I mean, I think it's a really good show. I really like the show a lot. I like 2005 more. That's the show for me.
Understandable. So if anyone else wants to take it away, they can. Mitchell.
I'll take it. I'll start out. So, given the fact that you're marching Cadets this year, what do you think about the new staff? Because I know the staff has underwent a couple changes like recently within the past 2 years.
Oh, the staff this year, I put all of my trust in them 100%. This is easily the best staff that we've had in a long time. Some really good changes. Pretty much all of them are cadet alumni, which is really cool. And they've all kind of marched with each other or have taught each other in some way. They've all been connected with each other. And that's from Viz staff all the way to brass staff and guard. Like, all of them have somehow worked together in the past, and they all really know each other and they work well. So it makes a really easy transition when they're trying to teach the members and everything. So
yeah, I mean, I know a couple people on the staff. I mean, I know Julian from Carmel. He marched Cadets in 2011, 2012. He aged out in 12, but he marched in 11 for certain. Let's see, Jeff Young, his son Connor Young filled the trumpet hole later on the summer in 2018. He's a big redhead. You know Jeff and Connor.
Yeah, of course.
Nice. Yeah, so they're pretty cool guys. And then Doc, I love Doc. Absolutely awesome.
Doc is amazing. Love Matt.
Yeah, he's been really helpful to me throughout this entire whole little circus of a whirlwind of a drum corps season.
Yeah, for sure. We've kind of been slowing down on some of the aspects, but now we're kind of picking it back up. Now that things are starting to calm down, we're able to actually go out and do stuff a little bit.
Right, like, hey, I can go out for a walk, or I can go out in my driveway and do a couple visual reps of something.
Yeah.
Anyone else? I'm going to pass it off. I'm going to pass the baton off to anyone.
Yeah. Oh, Owen, you can go.
So I was just wondering, how old were you when you first started drum corps?
So I was 17 when I auditioned, and then in the summer of my first year, I turned 18.
Okay. So you said you marched 4 years of high school. Was that in between your junior and senior year?
What do you mean?
Was your first year of drum corps between your junior and senior year?
That was my senior year. So I auditioned in the fall of my senior year, and then I started marching that summer after I graduated.
All right. So, like, how would you compare your high school, or what high school did you go to?
It was a small high school. It's called Huntingtown High School. So I live in Maryland. It's in Coward County.
All right. So coming from like a smaller high school, obviously, to a drum corps, like a top 12 corps, what kind of change would you say that is? Like, how do the programs differ from each other?
It was actually kind of cool. So the number is definitely a huge thing, and the talent level was insane. The first time going to the camp, like, I'll never forget. It was awesome standing next to like 15 other mellophones, where in my section it was just me and maybe 2 other kids, and just hearing that full sound was awesome. And then seeing that full line of trumpets on the other side, it was legendary. It was really cool. And then but I think the way that they taught was very similar, because I had a cadet alumni that apparently taught the marching band before I was in it, like my 8th grade year or something like that. And he changed the entire curriculum and put it solely off of like how cadets taught. So when I came to high school, it was very similar to what the cadets were already doing. So it was a pretty easy transition from there. Obviously, switching to the right foot instead of the left foot was different, but I mean, it took a couple months. But.
That still screws me up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever I was with Jaelyn, it was
never.
so confusing for me at the start. And then the horns up in the set, that I still can't get the hang of that.
That was very different.
That's throwing me a curveball right now.
So, there you go, Isaac.
Yeah. So, just going back to the Cadets 2000, fun fact, my Aunt Becca marched that show, so I'm obligated to love that show.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, with our actual woodwind director, Chris De Leon, his wife, also marched the same flag line as well, so that was an interesting fact.
Really?
But
Okay.
I know for me, I always like to get input from other drum corps members or drum majors. And what is one thing that you take away from auditioning that you wish you could have told yourself going into the audition?
Just stay confident in yourself. Really, because the biggest thing that we look for at cadets is being a hard worker. I knew I was a hard worker. I didn't feel like I had the talent level to be there. But I knew that I could put in time and effort to get to where I needed to be. And as long as I was confident, I was able to show the staff that, it would have been a lot easier and a lot less stressful going in.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the things I always hear is like, just be confident in yourself and your ability just to go out there and do the best you can at all times.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, it was also very funny, because the way I actually got in, I like telling the story, is because throughout all of high school, I was told like I can have my embouchure kind of off-centered a little bit. And the more and more I got to it, I literally just started playing out of like the corner of my mouth. So like I would be straight forward and my instrument would just be all the way to the left. And it was crazy. So I showed up in November with that kind of embouchure, and they said, no, that looks awful. Like, we need you to fix your embouchure, or else like maybe you can spend a year at C2 or something like that. So I spent a full 3 weeks just completely changing my embouchure to get it back to the center as much as possible. And I showed up to that audition, and that was probably the best I could have ever done. I was like, before I was struggling to hit A's, like anything above a G above the staff, and then I was able to hit A's and B flats.
Nice.
So it was really cool. And then of course the rest is history.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Jaelyn.
Sorry. Yeah, do you have a favorite memory that you like to look back on?
Man, that's a good one. I think my most favorite memory would probably have to be like finals in 2017, just because it was so emotional. It was like that last company front that we had in the show, and I was just holding out my sustains, and then I could look over at Claire, our drum major, and she's like already in tears and just like throwing her hands down, like so much just emotion through everything that she was doing. And it kind of got me tearing up a little bit while I'm holding out the sustain. So I probably wasn't making like too good of sounds, but it was definitely like a really fun moment. And then of course, when we got out of the stadium back into the lot, it was just like hugs from everybody. It was so much love going around. It was like, damn, this is my family. Like I won't be able to see them for a while, and I won't be able to march this show ever again. You know, it was really nice, but at the same time, it was like time finally caught up to me, and I realized. So then, of course, like going into 2018, it made me understand something, because you only have a certain amount of time to march this show, so you need to put in 100% all the time. Mm-hmm. And you want to try to make the show the best that it could possibly be. So then, of course, going into my second year, that's what I tried to do. And then for my final year, I'm going to do that again.
I mean, I was in the crowd for the finals around 2017. That was a really cool show. 2018, I really enjoyed it. I love the Unity Project. I love the uniforms. Those were cool. I like the black on the back. And, I mean, they were the vocalists that marched. That was interesting. I've never seen that before. I mean, Gavin and I did a review of that in Babylon earlier on in the podcast in the series. So that was pretty cool to do. One question for you. So, given that you're cadets and everything, all right, what would be if you could go to any other corps, and like if cadets did not exist?
That was my
what
question.
would it be?
You
Why?
stole my question.
Yeah, it's loaded now. The pressure's on. It would definitely have to be Blue Devils. I was definitely thinking about marching there before. Yeah.
2018.
What about besides Blue Devils then?
I mean, 2016 was definitely my favorite show from Blue Devils. I love 2014 and 15, like England, Fellini-esque. They were awesome, but for some reason, like As Dreams Are Made On was really cool. I watched that show all the time. I was like, yes, I totally want to be a Blue Devil.
Right.
Plus, they have an easy summer, so they get all those free days.
Yeah, that's
really?
so fair, man. Isn't it every Monday off?
Shade question mark?
Every Monday? Or is it like every Friday?
Every Monday, dude. Man. I don't get it. And they barely do any shows. It's like they have so much free time.
I think maybe it's just...
And yet they still pull off the amazing stuff that they do.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have a lot of talent. Like the kids that go to audition there, it's so much talent. They have the ability to do that.
I would never want to stress out with that. No way. Miles, what about you? Does Miles have any?
Well, I had a lot of the same questions that Owen did before, but now that he asked them, I'm kind of lost as to what to ask. But Owen basically covered what I had.
Okay. Does anyone? Oh, how about this, Anthony? Do you have any questions for any of us?
Oh, okay. Put me on the spot here. I'm not sure. Well, are you guys all from like the same area? You guys go to the
Isaac and I do.
How did you guys meet?
Isaac and I are godbrothers actually, and Mitchell and I met over this Mellophone group chat, or like through somebody from another school, and then we just sort of bridged out. I met Owen and Jaelyn from Mitchell, and then I met Miles from Owen.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I mean, I only live about 30, 40 minutes away from Miles. I knew him before he got on the podcast. We've been friends for a while. But yeah, we're all spread out on our different areas.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah,
been in Mitchell for a
I
while.
have personally met Gavin and Isaac. I actually, you know what? I haven't personally met anyone on the podcast, but I'd look to.
Soon.
Grand Nats for sure, because these two, Gavin and Isaac, are in Tarpon Springs, so they'll be coming up to Nats this year.
Nice.
I'll be
Okay.
back to go cheer on my Carmel Greyhounds, see what they do.
Nice.
Gotta
Going
go
to their band camp.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm gonna go check in on them, how they do,
Mhm.
see what they're doing.
Band camp is scary this year.
Let's
So-
see.
So what sparked up doing the interviews and the podcast? Because this is really cool. It's an awesome platform.
So our CEO sort of just picked out people he wanted to be on it. It started with just Mitchell and I. We did a week by ourselves, and we expanded it to Jaelyn, Owen, and Isaac, and we recently added Miles, and now we have a second podcast for like other interviews. But then the people that the CEO wants on this podcast, like you, don't go on the musicians list backfield, because we had a lot of people applying to get interviewed. So we sort of Miles had the idea, and we just made a separate one for interviews mainly.
Nice. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's cool.
hopefully, I kind of want to see if I can. I want to see if somehow by some random way we can convince Doc to get an interview on here.
He's a busy man. We'll see
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that
no,
one.
I believe that. That, yeah, as evidenced by email. I mean, communication is just going crazy right now. I mean, I know he has his hands full with like the new auditionees for cadets for sure,
Right. Yeah.
included. So.
Then Mitchell's begging me to get Gino, and I'm like, listen, dude, Gino's very busy. I don't know if Gino.
I know.
I don't know if Gino will be like, yeah, I'll totally come onto your podcast. He'll probably say, Gavin, I'm at the next camp. You're gonna run laps around the building.
I believe it.
Gino's hardcore.
Yeah, Gino. Anthony probably knows this, but Gino is at Cadets. So, have you ever met Gino, Anthony? Like, just from like a Boston area?
Personally, no.
Yeah, Gino's
No.
fun.
He's always made like really good horn lines. I loved the 2015, 2016 horn lines. Like they were really good. I wanted to be a part of 2016 Cadets too. I'm sorry, I wanted to be a part of 2015 Cadets. 2016 Cadets I thought it was a good show musically. I couldn't get behind a lot of the visuals. Plus, I really wanted to play French horn. I thought that was cool.
Yes. Yeah, that would have been cool.
So,
I mean, personally, for me, my favorite is question. So, what's your favorite lot tune?
Rocky Point.
Yes!
Oh my god, I love playing that.
Rocky Four Holiday is my favorite piece in general.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I love playing that. The fact that I got to play that in 2018 was mind blowing. It was really cool.
I personally, it's either Rocky Point or the Mahler 2 that Gino did with the Cadets
Okay.
in the 2011-2012.
Yeah.
So
That we used that in Carmel's show in 2018, and I saw that the day after Nats and just brought me to tears because I was just so emotionally raw from the past day. But after hearing Mahler 2 again,
So,
God.
Anthony, I have a question for you. So, you play mellophone and French horn, correct?
Correct. Mhm.
So, if you were to march anything else in drum corps, what would it be?
Tenors. Oh my god.
Yeah, tenors.
Tenor parts are sick.
Yes.
I 100% agree.
I would totally switch to drums. Are you kidding me? Like,
Do you have like
What are
a?
your thoughts on cymbals?
Oh yeah, cymbal lines.
cymbal lines are kind of dope. Not even gonna lie.
But then-
They got some cool stuff going
Thank
on. Their
you.
visuals are
BB.
crazy. Yeah.
Only
Come
final
on.
group doing it is Santa Clara. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I really wish like drum corps international was like, okay, required for cymbal lines. Like before you talk about the woodwind thing again, let's bring in cymbal lines.
Yeah, 100%. So
Baby
lines
steps.
add so much more. Are you kidding me?
So cool.
So, do you have like a favorite show of all time in drum corps?
I don't think I do, honestly. There's just because there's so many things that I can pull from different shows. And like, I mean, 98's Cadets was so good. The mellow line was insane there. I love listening to the mellow line from them. And just getting that, their sound was like no other, and their parts were crazy. I mean, we had one of the alumni from 98. She marched, I believe, 92 to 98 or something like that. She marched like 7 years in the Corps, and she was just saying how like that was her hardest year because the music was just insane. It was just black all throughout the pages on every single movement. It was insane. And then of course I could take stuff from the 2011 show in Cadets, and then 14 and 15 Blue Devils. Like I'm not sure. There's just so many that have come out. They're just, I can't pick one.
So I know, like for Boston at least, we are upset tour was canceled and no spring training. All of us would be like in spring training right now, but
Yeah.
Boston wants to, if it's possible, like eventually we want to get the Corps together over the summer, like maybe in July. All like whoever can go to Texas and just not even play, just like be together as a Corps. Does like Cadets have any plan to do something like that, or are they just doing rehearsals online, stuff like that?
Right now, we're mainly doing rehearsals online, and we're switching over to doing calls once a week with different staff members, so that way we can kind of get a little bit from everybody. We can kind of learn new stuff, and then we'll get like the full Corps together like once a month to do some music and then just hang out and talk. We really like talking to the alumni, but I think in the future we haven't talked about getting together as a Corps to hang out, but I know the sections have definitely been doing that. Like the Mellows, we kind of want to do like a hiking trip or possibly go West Coast for a little bit. Yeah, kind of want to go for like a week and just hang out.
You should try to do it. So my friend Javier and I were in the Mellophone section at Boston. We are trying to get as many Boston people in Florida to go to the Keys for a week. Maybe the Cadets guys can come down to the Keys with us.
That'd be dope. Yeah,
just get all drum corps people.
That'd be really
in
cool.
Florida. Have our own finals retreat.
Exactly. Just everyone hanging out, having a good time.
Does anyone else have any questions or no comments?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had some questions about some like technical stuff. When so obviously to get better you practice, right? But did you ever have like an aha moment where just like everything clicked and you were just like, I'm good now? Or was it just like a slow burn, like I can feel the progress over time?
A lot of that happened in 2017. I hit a lot of walls in 2017. It was my rookie year and it's my first time doing drum corps, and it kind of developed at the beginning for like me being late to blocks all the time and like to just showing up on time, being able to like actually play the music. I mean, once I was actually able to play the music, it was kind of like a groundbreaking moment, and then I could apply a lot more of the techniques that everyone was talking about, just because I didn't have a good foundation musically at the start. My high school didn't have that kind of program that other places like Texas and Pennsylvania schools even have. So I think it was like it was like 2/3 of the way through tour, and I had my friend Brock Nelson, who was in the line with me, and everyone knew I was the worst player in the section, and he was always next to me like throughout the entire summer whenever we were in ARC, and he just looks over and he's like, at the beginning of the season you really sucked, but now you're not so bad. And I was like, dude, I'll take it. Thank you. Like,
you're like, that just made my summer.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't suck. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just starting brass myself. So starting brass in open class DCI at Raiders.
Right.
So I think it's going to be interesting to see how like not having any like high school brass foundation, just building like the drum corps stuff. I'm interested to see how that goes, and I want to be able to like be prepared for the walls I'm going to hit, because I know I'm going to hit them, because everyone does at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to hear everyone's different stories and stuff, whether you come from a big BOA school like Carmel and then you march cadets, or you come from a small Maryland school and march cadets. Like, it's just, it's interesting to see what everyone comes from, where everyone goes.
Right. And I definitely think like the biggest thing is just how much time you really put into it, because you know you're there every single day over the summer, so you're gonna put a lot of hours into playing no matter what, and it's really like what you do with your off time as well. I know I spent a lot of time after practice and after long days just kind of going over some of my fundamentals to make sure that I had those down. It was a lot of just the warm-ups, not even like the show music. It was just, can I play the warm-ups well at least 10 times in a row without messing up? And that's what I kind of work towards. And it would be like a new thing each week to kind of help out with not hitting those walls as hard. That was something that Nick Frank told me in 2017. It was like before anything even started, before we went on tour, he told me that at one of the camps. And I really took that to heart, and it helped me a lot grow as a musician. And in 2018, I was a much better player, like way better. It was a huge transformation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good here.
Are you doing the virtual drum and bugle corps thing?
Signed up for it. Haven't turned in anything, and I've been slacking. So that's I'll be real with that one.
They gave us our results like literally yesterday, and they're released.
Yeah.
This is going to be up a week later, but so this is not real time. But the day we're recording this, this is their show reveal day, so that will be interesting. They said they said all the people who don't submit a video. I mean, if you're in drum corps and you signed up, you get a spot anyway. But
that's what I saw. So I'm hoping. We'll see.
You're just like, please give me my part. Get my email.
Yeah. So I gave y'all the $10.
Yeah,
please.
come on. Where's my contract?
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions, or are we good?
I mean, I guess I can say I got contracted somewhere.
There you go. There you go.
You gotta be positive, dude. Gotta be positive.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, it's a non-profit organization, and DCI did say they can do like the I&E at the end of the summer.
Very true.
So you can.
No matter what, you'll be there for finals.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be performing.
I guess maybe that means I'm a world champion?
I think you're stretching a little too far there, buddy.
Technically,
I don't even have that.
Technically, I guess Virtual Drum and Bugle Corps is gonna like put Blue Devils down this year.
Ooh.
Technically, I mean, if it's the only corps up this summer, but I don't want to throw any shade because I love all the groups and I'm excited to compete against everyone next year.
For sure. It's going to be very competitive this next season.
Oh, it's
my
going to be crazy.
Oh,
Someone's going to break the highest score.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me.
They have to.
100.
Like, with all this time.
Because you're taking the time, not only the time from like, because most corps, they would already have like their show music and stuff out to members. Maybe not all of it, but like some of it. So like maybe they won't have like their closer, but they're going to have a really solid like opener and second movement. So like you take the time to like develop like in the summer, because it's crazy how they're able to do all these things in just like 88 days. That's like insane.
Right.
But then you give them a whole year plus that 88 days, and it's like, it's just going to be perfection.
We have 2 full years to just produce a show that I think, like, next year, I think it's going to be crazy, like, finals results. Because there's so much time to improve now. And, yeah, we don't get to, like, go do visual as much, but the visual, they could possibly focus on visual a lot more at those camps. And then it's just...
Exactly. That's going to be the biggest thing. Who looks the best?
Yeah, it's going to come down to that.
What was that one corps that had the vision? It was like the show was called Vision, so like 2020 Vision, and they have to like
Blue Stars, right?
That's unfortunate.
I feel so bad for them. They have to scrap that whole idea.
Yeah. And then Genesis was gonna do something about like the Black Plague, but then
That's
they
not
were like,
funny
"We're gonna grab
anymore.
this idea."
Yeah, that's
That's
not
not
smart.
No, they're gonna change it to just Corona now.
Oh yeah.
Keep the same thing, but it's just gonna be Corona.
Too soon, guys. Give it like 5.
Give it. Let's finish next year's season out. Then it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
When indoor happens, then maybe when WGI happens this upcoming year, maybe that's when we can start hinting at the jokes happening, and then we'll figure it out.
There we
when
go.
Show
Yeah.
reveals happen.
If they get their finals, then we can joke about it.
Yes. As soon as there's a championship, then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Finals. It's first place. Heat wave.
Oh my goodness. What a steal.
No, what if it happens? There's so much time to improve. What if Heat Wave makes finals next year? I'm not trying to bash. I'm just saying.
That's why I'm telling you, Jersey Surf will be world champions soon. I'm telling you.
Oh hey, I mean Jersey Surf stepped it up crazy from 2018 to 2019.
They did.
Yeah.
They were,
I'll give them
they
that.
kicked it. Like
Okay.
I don't know, man. Maybe Horrors Rise
I
and
don't
fall.
know.
Maybe they're coming up.
Maybe Cadets will get it next year. Who knows? I feel like next year is going to be anyone's year because just so much time to improve. Anyone,
yeah.
Like anyone in top
Mhm.
6, I think. Because
Yeah.
usually Blue
Definitely.
Stars and the Blue Knights sort of switch back and forth down there, or it's like they're the buddies down there usually. But like
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I'm very intrigued for next season, especially since staff is already like some people are scrapping shows, scrapping their whole brass line, or like I would say just keep the brass lines. Like whoever wants to stay. That's what Boston did, but I think Blue Coats wiped their whole brass line, didn't they? Or they-
Oh,
For
with
real?
Raiders, basically everyone who's contracted gets to stay.
yeah. I mean,
Oh yeah, no. Raiders is doing a thing where if you were contracted for 2020, then they're extending your contract for 2021. Because I mean, you earned the spot to march the show,
mhm.
and we
Yeah.
are keeping the same show theme. So it's not really fair to like kick people out if we're going to keep the same show. Because like you already did earn a spot in that.
Yeah, that's what Boston did too.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what Cadets did as well.
So,
I think I have a visitor.
oh
Thank you. If you want to come say hi. No. Okay.
no,
well, no visitor.
no visitor,
It's my baby
no
cousin.
extra special guest.
I tried.
Anthony, do you have any final closing comments for anybody out there that's going to listen?
Just keep watching drum corps stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really all I got.
No, gotta support all the chorus through this time.
Yeah, for sure. If you are an alumni or somebody who really like a huge fan following the chorus, like don't be afraid to donate to some of your favorite chorus. Like they would really appreciate the help.
Yeah, everything helps right now because Cadets did a big fundraiser right now already, didn't they? I think Boston did too, and a lot of chorus have just sort of done their season fundraiser since they missed it.
Yeah. We did. We're doing a bunch of live streams too, just to see if we can like raise a bunch of money, and we've been doing pretty good so far.
Boston had we premiered our 75th anniversary video since this was our 80th year that we were going to be doing, and then we also had like the Giving Day on May 16th and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see because Gino keeps saying like drum corps is going to look different. So it's going to be interesting to see how it could look different next year. Like shortened tour, shortened performances. I don't know, something.
Right.
I hope not.
I just hope it stays the same. But
Drill. Everyone is 6 feet apart.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
man.
a block. It's just a block moving across the field.
Cadets
Oh, my
Z-pole, but it's 6
gosh.
feet apart.
Yo, we're taking it back to the 50s.
Yes.
We're doing Blue Devils 2017 show. We're like that first 30 seconds. That's the whole show.
Yes.
But the whole core is on snares.
Yes, there we go.
There you go.
Nothing but snare.
It's still just as clean though.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
just as clean. Then there's one tenor player for the tenor like Flight of the Bumblebee part.
Yes.
Well,
We'll go back to the G Bugles.
G Bugles. So Anthony, I thank you for coming on. I appreciate that, and great guest. And I'm looking forward to maybe getting some more possible Cadets people since Mitchell's trying to reach out to people. Thank you for being on. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything to him, but I appreciate it, and it's going to be an honor to perform against you next year, and I'm going to see you in your age-out ceremony, and I'll say, good on you, Anthony. I'm proud of you.
Looking forward to see you there, Gavin. Thanks for having me. It was awesome.
Anything Mitchell wants to say, since Mitchell, he's your main guest?
I mean, no, really, just thanks for coming on. It was a good time talking to you and hearing more about your story to where you are today.
Of course. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that was Anthony Johnson. So join us next week for Fun Time Sunday. We don't know the schedule yet, but the CEO will obviously send that out to us, and join us next week for week 8. Yeah, it's crazy that we've been doing it for 2 months already. Wow. Okay, well, join us tomorrow
Whoa.
for Fun Time Sunday, and we're out of here.